Well, Michaela, here we are in Go Fish's kitchen. I hope you feel comfortable.
I'm not dressed for this, but yes, I'm very excited to be here.
Good, I'm glad. I'm going to give you a project. We're going to make the cured Gravlax. And I've done this new variation with the Vertu as part of the curing process. And I'm going to have you, I've got some white pepper, some coriander seeds, and some fresh fennel seeds. And I'm going to have you give it a whack with the mortar and pestle. Okay?
All right, here we go. How fine do you want this?
As fine as you can get it.
Okay.
Give it a little bit of a grinding technique. That helps a lot.
Like that?
Yeah, there you
Okay.
go. And I'm going to add a little bit of the salt for the recipe because that also helps. What we're making is a salmon cure, so we're actually cooking it with salt and sugar. But here's the salt and here's the sugar, and I like to mix these two ingredients to make sure that they're evenly mixed. So, and it's dry, so I just use my fingers. Okay.
Is that good enough?
Yeah, it looks pretty good. I'm going to do a couple quick.
Now the pro's going to do it.
A couple quick grinds. And you kind of like smash and grind across, and the salt helps break up some of those coriander seeds.
Oh, okay.
And can you smell it? See how the aroma's coming out?
It smells fabulous. You know, coriander is one of those flavors that I think just sings with Sauvignon Blanc.
Isn't it wonderful?
It's just anything with coriander in it. It's wonderful.
Perfect pairing.
Yep.
Now this salmon dish that we're making, we're going to use this nice, it's about a 2.5, 3 pound piece of filet. And we're doing that big of an amount, and this is actually enough to do a whole, the cure is enough to do a whole 5 pound piece of fish. And you can make the cure like this and then have it in your spice cupboard for weeks. This will keep for a year.
Really?
Okay, so you can have it. I've used it a little bit on chicken. I've used it on other kinds of fish as a seasoning. Not very strong. Just before I grill it, it helps pull out the flavor.
And does the sugar kind of caramelize a little bit too? It helps a little bit
to caramelize. It draws out the flavor. The sugar actually in the curing process is what carries the cure through the flesh.
Ah.
And the salt is what preserves it. Yeah. So that's why they have the combination, and then the herbs and spices are what flavors it. Well, in a traditional Gravlax, it would be all vodka. But I'm just going to do a little bit of vodka over the fish. And then I'm going to use a healthier amount of the Vertu, because I think it's great to cook with what you're going to drink. Okay? So you make a nice little slurry, and then you just pack the salt onto the fish. A nice coating, and then you cover it with plastic wrap and let it marinate. If I want a really firm salmon, I will press it down with a weight.
Oh,
okay. Let it go 24 hours, and then it's ready to go. This is our cured salmon, and you see how different it is, how dense, and how it's changed in texture. And then all I do is hit the back of my chef's knife, and I scrape off the cure. And then you see how dark the fish is on the very top. You take what's called the pellicule, which is the very top edge off, and you just clean that all the way off.
Ah, okay.
Here we have the sliced salmon all ready to go.
It's beautiful.
Now, we do the big piece of salmon because it cures and it keeps. That's the whole point of doing that. So this is great in like a salmon quiche or salmon pizzas, or you can have cured salmon and bagels on Sunday morning, and now you do it for an appetizer for Saturday night.
How long will that keep?
If you keep it refrigerated, probably a week. 10 days.
It wouldn't last that long in my house.
No, I know. That's the thing. That's why if you're going to go to all the work of making a cured dish, go ahead and make a big batch. So then we have these Japanese mandolins in the restaurant. You can get these in many hardware stores and every Asian marketplace. And I've got some fresh fennel bulb, and I'm just going to run it down there and slice it. Okay? And then I'm going to take it, make it a little bit thinner by tightening this up.
I used to have a very fancy mandolin that cost probably 150
I have one
bucks.
of those. I never use it. That's a great chef trick as well. So then what I like to do is mix a little bit of the fennel. I'm just going to do enough for one serving. We don't need to feed everybody. And fennel, I think, is another great salmon.
Oh, yes, it is.
And Vertu.
Yes, it is.
Fantastic with Vertu. A few little onions. And if you've got spring onions in the spring, you can do those. And then I've got some fresh organic watercress. And a little bit of wild arugula, which is a nice peppery green. And then I'm going to make a little vinaigrette. So the tricks for vinaigrette, this is lime juice, and then you have the salt and pepper now, because that ensures that the salt dissolves. And it's usually always a 3-to-1 ratio. And I like to do it with a fork.
Yeah. You don't put any mustard in your vinaigrette?
I do sometimes, but not for this because it would overpower.
Oh.
Mustard and cured salmon's good, but I want this a little bit more delicate.
Okay.
So then I'm just going to add do 3-to-1 ratio. So then I just take a little bit of vinaigrette. So then a couple of onion rings around so that you get, you've got onion in every bite. And then some fennel all around. One more fennel maybe. And then a little bit of the greens. And then if you want to make it a little bit fancy, you can take and you can drizzle a little bit of the dressing around. And then we have these beautiful croutons to serve it with.
Wow. I think I've got a little bit of everything on here. Here we go.
It's a great dish for hors d'oeuvres too. You can make little croutons and you can dress the crouton.
That's really good.
Does it work with the wine?
I suspect it will.